So I've just started a business, and most of my target market's on Facebook. What can I do on there to kind of reach the most appropriate people and get them engaged in my business?
Right. So there's 4 pieces of advice I always tell everybody if they're just starting out with their business on Facebook. First of all, this isn't even in the 4 tips, but make a Facebook page. So inside of
There you go.
Facebook,
That's a good tip
yeah,
right
it's a
there.
great one.
Just make one.
So you have your Facebook profile.
Right.
Inside of a profile, you have a page. So Facebook has what's called pages, and inside there you can create a business page, which is owned by a profile. So you have to have your personal profile, and then you make the page separate. Right. There you can go through and set up your profile picture, your hours of operation, all the basic
And are people
information.
able to see the person behind the business page? Like who owns it?
No, you can put it on there, so you can make it public, like who owns it and contact information. You can put your name and your address.
But if you
email,
just
or
wanted the
whatever.
business details,
Yeah, you can just have the business as well. So once that's set up, there's 4 tips that I always tell everybody to do. First, use Facebook Stories. Okay, so Facebook Stories is very similar to Instagram Stories. You pop up at the top of everybody's feed. So at the very top of your feed, if you're on Facebook, either on the desktop or on mobile, it's at the very top, and you'll see little rectangular boxes. And those rectangular boxes are people's stories for the day. Stories are a 24-hour clip, photo, text, picture, or a video from the day. It only lasts 24 hours and disappears.
so it's just gone after that.
It's gone after 24 hours.
Okay.
But it's great for promotion. So if you're having a promotion for a specific day, you can do it. Let's say you're at an event. Let's use a pizza parlor, pizza place today as like the business I'm trying to build, right? Okay. Let's say I go to a farmer's market and I'm making pizza in one of those really cool pizza ovens, the fire ones, like the Brios or whatever. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
So let's say you're making those and you're serving them out. Let people know you're there. So when you show up, just do a quick story like, hey, I am at, this farmer's market and we're going to be serving pizza all day. Like that's a very easy one, but now you're at the top of people's feed. So when they wake up in the morning or if they get on Facebook, they can see like, oh, these people that's cool. That kind of thing. So it keeps you there. It helps you promote. It keeps you at the top of people's minds. So you're always at the top of the feed. People can see you constantly.
And it's primarily for people who either follow you or discover you, but then they have to click on your profile and go click on the story.
Exactly. So it's mostly for your followers. Stories are to help engage with your followers.
Okay.
You can also drive action through it. So you can use polls. You can use swipe up links, which are great. So let's say I have a swipe up link for, hey, swipe up, and if you enter your email address, we'll give you 10% off when you come in and buy a pizza from us. That's an easy way to grow email lists, which is always beneficial, but also it gets them to your website. It gives them a code. You can use a bunch of different things. You can sell merch on there. So if you swipe up and get our merch with our pizza logo, or if you had a cool t-shirt, you could do stuff like that, but it helps drive traffic to your website. And the swipe up link's really effective.
And that's available to anybody that's doing it.
Yeah, with a Pages account. So we're all talking about a business page account. Yes. The last would be add personality. You get to see people behind the scenes. They see you making the pizza. Talk to your followers. Give them a little insight of why you do things, what you do, what you're doing, all that kind of stuff. And it just gives you personality and makes people connect with you more. So after stories, I would set up a Facebook store. Now, for the pizza place, you're more of a brick and mortar, so you're not selling online.
Right.
But you could have merch on there. You could have other things on there. But let's say if I'm an online business, like a t-shirt company, this would be really important because you can sell your products directly on Facebook.
I've purchased products mostly on Instagram,
which they connect. So a
perfect.
Facebook store and an Instagram store is the same. You can connect them, so it's across
maybe
across
just
both platforms.
Meta store. Is that what they
so
call it now?
they're called Facebook store, but yeah, it's across Meta, which Meta owns Facebook, and Meta also owns Instagram. They also own other companies as well, but those are the 2 big ones, right? It's Facebook and Instagram.
So, and this might be going on a little bit of a tangent, but I have recently purchased on an Instagram store.
Yeah.
Some of the things that cross my mind as I'm doing that is what's like their return policy and like,
Yeah.
are they going to be good to work with?
Yeah,
Like I know
so
with Amazon it's easy, but like there I don't know. I don't just automatically know like, oh, I'm going to be taken care of.
So, Instagram and Facebook store is connected to your actual online store. So you connect it with your Shopify if you're using Shopify or Squarespace or whatever website you're using. When you set up your store, you actually have to put in what your return policy is. So it's stated within your Facebook store. So if you are curious about that, you can always jump in and see through the Facebook store what
But
the
you are
return
dealing
policies are.
directly with that particular business.
Yes, you are. It's not like you're dealing with Facebook and
Right.
that Facebook is buying stuff from whatever store it is. No, it's, as a business owner, if you have a Facebook store, it's just connected to your actual store. So
make sure you got all the right details.
you have
in.
to connect them, which is a process, but it is important to do. It's not incredibly hard. They walk you through it pretty easily, whether that's whatever platform you're using. But it is important. The other way you could do it too is when you set up a store, you can, instead of having them directly buy on Facebook or Instagram, you can set up the store so when they go like, oh, I want that, they hit it, it actually pops up a new tab, and that goes to your actual store, and then they have to buy it. The click-through rate decreases because you're adding another step. Anytime you add another step, the click-through rate or the conversion rate goes down because it's just another step for people to buy. But so it makes it easy to shop, right? Because it's all connected. You never have to leave the app. Most people don't want to, like we just said. You add another step, they don't really want to do that. Mm-hmm. So it used to be a big thing like, hey, go to my bio, and inside my bio, you can get to the link to my store. It's like now if you can have that store all connected,
that's really nice,
all within the app, and no one ever has to leave, it makes it easier to make sales.
Nice.
So you can also tag products and posts. So let's say I have a t-shirt company and I post a photo of me wearing the t-shirt or a model wearing the t-shirt. I can tag within that thing, within the post, whether it's a carousel or whether it's a single post, and they can hit the photo and it'll show how much that product is, right?
Will it show like the banner at the bottom, say like view product or something like that?
Yeah, so it'll have that sometimes. And this is kind of, now these are both working within Instagram and Facebook. So when I'm talking about this, it actually works on both, right? Mm-hmm. Because like we said, it's meta, it's within one. So it works with both. But yeah, you can tag photos and videos with your products. So whenever someone's wearing it, it makes an easier link and a less of a step so people can actually purchase. They can see the price, they can see more details about whatever product it is, and just makes it easier. It's a great thing to do, and it's very easy, so make sure you do that. Now, when it comes to posting, it's a little different than Instagram. Facebook, when you see a Facebook post, the caption's on the top, not the bottom. So let's say I post a photo or a video. I can post the text and the caption at the top, and I can have more details because Facebook allows right away more caption to be shown, if that makes sense. So Instagram, when you post a photo, it's pretty much the first line. Let's say I have like a paragraph. Only the first one or two lines show, and then you have dots and it will say see more, and then you hit it, and then it expands.
But in Facebook, you get like almost
a big chunk.
Paragraph.
You can have almost a whole paragraph, and if it's even more, it'll shrink it then. But it gives you a lot more characters in your caption before it shrinks it, right? Mm-hmm. So that allows you to sell more things. It allows you to kind of have a better call to action because it doesn't have to be like the first line. So you can give more information and people will see it immediately. So make sure you utilize that. Add visuals that stop people from scrolling. So if I have a pizza place and I show really good pizza, like make it interactive. Either do a cool video, which Facebook now has Reels, so you can do Reels on there. So whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, can have Reels, which is a video format. It's a video that you can edit within Facebook or within Instagram, and it can be posted to both. And you can add music to it. You can do jump cuts. You can do transitions. They're making it very, very interactive in general, where the editing has become very smooth and easy for beginners, which is awesome because that used to be a big leap. Like when you were a creator or if you owned a business, you kind of had to learn how to be a videographer and an editor and all this
You
stuff.
had to
And
know like the professional like editing software.
yeah, it's like now you don't need Premiere, you don't need DaVinci. There's a bunch of other like real high grade
yeah,
editing softwares. You don't really need those anymore. So that's a really good.
which is kind of sad for some of the people. Like I did motion graphics in my early career, and you know, like to be able to put something up on the screen, like
Yeah.
text, like it was like black magic. You
Yeah,
know?
you're like, well,
people were
you spent a
"Whoa,
long time
you know,
doing that.
You know your stuff,
And now
you can just do it.
It's pretty
crazy.
easy to do. So do something that will try to entice people to stop, scroll, and read. And then from read, do a call to action, whether that's come to your pizza place, get a discount code, go to your website. There's a bunch of, just have them do the action that you're wanting them to do by visually stimulating them. That makes sense. The last is include the call to action, which I've already mentioned. You can either, hit shop now, tag a friend, tag a product, and lead them to, hey, check out our new shirt drop below, and have a link. Mm-hmm. That's the other big thing in the captions I didn't even mention is that you can link within Facebook that you can't do in Instagram.
Right.
So Instagram, you put a link in Instagram, it's just words, but you can't click on it because they don't want you to leave Instagram. On Facebook, it's different because a lot of it's still desktop. So a lot of people still, most of it's mobile, but it's still formatted to work really good on desktop. So you can link directly in Facebook, and then you can hit that link and it goes to whatever website, whether it's your website or if you're, hey, vote for our pizza place to be the best in the valley or whatever. You know what I mean? They can go vote, that kind of stuff. So whatever your call to action is, make sure you link. Ask people to tag friends, whatever you're wanting them to do.
Speaking of call to actions, like I think so many times we focus on purchasing, right? Like we just want the sale, we want the revenue. But I think a lot of people underestimate the power of like just growing their email list.
I know.
Right.
And I think there's this stigma with email lists, just a side tangent, that like people are like, oh, I hate getting emails myself. Like it's just annoying. I don't want to do it. And it's like, it's still very effective. Like if it's a business that I actually like, whether it's a shoe company I like or golf company I like or whatever it is, I never mind getting emails from them. I'm almost always like, oh yeah, what's their new thing that they're doing?
Right.
So if they're invested into your company, it is very beneficial. Plus, if you're having sales, it's
the best way to get people to know about it.
Yeah, people actually expect I expect around Memorial Day I'm going to get a bunch of ads, but a lot of them I'm like, oh, dude, 20% off. Like I'm going to go there, or like for a pizza place, it's like, oh, it's a $7 deal plus you get a free drink. Like that's awesome. I'm going to go do that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's like use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
The last thing I would say is use your insights to guide your strategy across Facebook. When you do content, when you're learning about your audience, start tailoring your content to what your analytics is showing you. So let's say, like you said, you knew that your business is mostly on Facebook. Well, It's like, well, then who's your business, right? Like, let's see what the age is. Let's see where they're coming from to view your stuff. Let's see, like what their interests are. Let's see what they're engaging with. Like look at what is working. And so you can start tailoring your content to what works.
And you still have to post a lot to be able to get that kind of data.
Right. So, and if you post 3 times a month, you're not going to be able to understand what is actually hitting and what's not.
Or maybe you could, but your years, you have to look at years worth of data. Right. And by then it's going to be a totally different landscape.
So if you post 15 times a month or 30 times, post 30 times a month, you're going to have so much data to go off of. Be like, oh yeah, the single posts don't do really well, but the carousels do better. Or maybe like for a while, that as the algorithm changes, single posts start getting boosted again. You're like, oh, these ones are actually taking off. Yeah. I'm going to do that. Or if you're just using it to promote events, certain events will take off versus other ones. And it's like, oh, the style of this graphic connected with people versus this style of graphic. Mm-hmm. And you can kind of decipher and be able to refine the strategy moving forward. So you can get better and better engagement, grow your following, and grow lead sales from there. So the second one would be track what works, which we already talked about. Just keep notes of, okay, this works, this doesn't. And within Facebook, they break down your content to say, okay, this was your top performing post. This was your second. This is your third. And then it'll show how many likes, how many shares, how many engagements you had on each one. So it really makes it easy. And you can change time frames. So you can go from like the last 90 days, last 60 days, 30 days, last week, whatever it is.
You can just look at what you're interested in.
Right. And then just keep trying to improve that over time, right? Keep trying to refine it. You can actually kind of use test posts, right? So let's say I have a specific graphic and I'm like, oh, I like this one. And the next day I post a different one. It's like, see which one does better. And you kind of A/B test on your posts.
Well, keeping in mind too, there's also a time factor. Like, maybe your audience is on a certain time of day.
Right.
So it might not be related to like the graphic. It could be related to the time as well.
Exactly. So let's say most of our audience works most of the day, or for us, if we're a pizza place, it's like it gets close to dinner time, we start to see a ramp up and like people engaging with us around 3 or 4 p.m. It's like, well, yeah, because people are hungry and ready to leave work. That makes sense. So start posting around that time. Maybe tailor your stories to launch around that time. So at the top of the feed.
I would honestly love to like get an email from like a pizza place like at 4:30 p.m.
I know.
Like, and just say, hey, here's this discount. Like,
well,
I'd be like, all right, yeah.
Who's really good at this? Domino's, because they have an app and you order through the app and they will send you notifications. And the reason I order Domino's and the reason I like it is because the notifications stay on. I turn off most of my notifications, but that one I stay on because as you order it, they're like, oh, your pizza's getting prepped, your pizza's in the oven, your pizza's on its way, and your pizza's entering in the neighborhood, which is crazy. Super cool.
Yeah.
But then I keep it on, and then like what you said, almost all of the notifications for sales or just like, hey, like order your bread bites today. Can you smell it? Like they do like all these different ones. They work, and it's always around like 4:00.
Yeah, that's
it's like,
beautiful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's gotten me so many times, and it's unfortunate.
Well, and it goes back to the convenience, like we talked about this in a previous episode. If you're there for your customers when they need you, they're going to buy from you.
Exactly. So these are the 4 things. Use Facebook stories consistently. Show your personality. Show what you're doing. Keep people up to date. Set up your Facebook store. Make sure that you're available there. If you're selling online, make sure you should have a Facebook store. It's a simple way to do it. Most people are on Instagram or Facebook. Make sure that you're available so they don't have to leave the app. Don't add any extra steps that you don't have to. Make sure that with Facebook, you use the access to links in your caption and bigger captions. Use that and utilize it. You can change it. Even if you're cross-posting from Instagram, Facebook, on Meta, you can say, okay, I want Instagram to be this caption. I want Facebook to be this caption.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, so you can separate 2 different captions per platform, which is really cool. So use that kind of stuff and make sure that you're posting with a purpose. Number 3, use those Facebook insights, refine your strategy, and just watch yourself grow. Thanks for listening. Every week we go over news, tips, tricks, and best practices to help you grow your small business. So follow and subscribe below.
For more information, check out our website at launchingpros.com, where you get access to a bunch of free resources and courses designed to launch and grow your business online. Check out the links below.